Alrighty, so it looks like I'm live, looks like the thing is going. Let me just make sure. I've got bloody windows all over the place at the moment. Stream health is excellent, stream status excellent, analytics, beautiful, blah 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 blah. Alrighty, so let's get cracking into it. Hopefully my chat screen is up to date. Yep. So, this is my first stream ever, and of course it's going to be doing some Factorio, so let me give you a little bit of an overview. We're doing Bob's Angels, we're not doing C Block because it's not up to 2.0, so, but Bob's Angels is, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick run through of all the mods that I've got installed, and then we're going to get stuck into it. So, Afraid of the Dark, obviously great for streaming. All of the Bob's Angels, basically I just got all those out of a pack, so they're all good. Bottleneck Light, which is basically shows up on your machine whether things are working good or not, and the light version, so it's got not much UPS. Even distribution to throw things into machines. Factorio Planner, because it's better than Excel, and it's in-game. Far Reach, because I'm lazy. FNEI, because it's absolutely necessary for Bob's Angels to be able to search for things. Simple Notepad, so I can keep track of what I'm doing. Squeak Through 2, because it's a stream and I don't want to be spending extra time running around stuff. Updated construction drones, so I have a few of them right at the start. I could have used nanobots, but nanobots, I think they require green science, red and green, I'm not 100% sure. And green science will actually be a little while before we get it. We definitely won't get it in the first stream, maybe not in the second one. And then water pump jack, so you can just get water from everywhere. I've used this before. It's a very, very awesome mod, and we're going to continue using it here. So let's go ahead and create a new game. So obviously we're going to be free play. We're going to be doing Rail World, and we're going to be changing a few select settings. So first off, cliffs gone, water gone. Because we've got the water pump, we don't need water except for the starting area, and enemy bases gone as well. Now, we're also going to use a custom seed. As you can see, these resources are splattered all over each other. It looks very, very annoying, so we're going to use this one instead. And now they're all spaced out nicely. There's a little bit of overlap between the stereotype and the stalagmite. I can't remember what the other one is, but yeah. Overall, it's all good. So we've got enemy bases turned off, water and cliffs turned off, and let's go ahead. I'm going to turn off some achievements, blah, blah, blah. We don't really care. So, the reason this is called Factorio Chill is because we're going to be taking it nice and easy. So we're not going to be rushing, we're just going to be chilling out, doing basically whatever the hell we want. And yeah, seeing how we go. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. I'll talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to wear out my voice. And to be honest, I'm probably not going to be talking for most of this stream, because if you are a fan of my channel and you've watched a lot of my videos, you know that I have a tendency to cough and make other sort of weird mouth noises. It's not good, and obviously with a 2-hour stream, if I talk 100% of the time, it's gonna suck, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pick this up yet. I am going to have a special key. I've already got it set up so I can mute the microphone if I need to, which I'm sure many people will be happy about. And I'm going to get in the habit of using that as much as possible. And yeah, so basically, there's actually so much I want to talk about at the moment, but we're just going to start off by setting up some initial smelting. How do I want to do this? I kind of need a couple of these, and we don't have coal yet. So I'm just going to get this initial thing set up. You know what? I can just do this. There we go. Little robots. Good stuff. And then... put an inserter in here. And we also need a wooden chest. And... so I'll talk a little bit more about why I'm doing the stream later. For now, we're just going to talk about... I'm going to describe what's happening with the Bob's Angels. I won't be describing everything in a whole lot of detail. Wait, that needs to be crushed stone. But I'll describe a bit of it. So, for those of you who have never seen Bob's Angels and you're looking at this setup right now and thinking, what the hell is going on here? So, there are... with the exception of coal, there are 6 main ores in a Bob's Angels run. They are sapphirite, stereotype, we've got bobmonium and rubyite, and then we've got a yellow and a white ore, which I think is, I can't remember the name of those. One starts with J and the other one starts with C. But yeah. So they're basically we've got these ores and then we've got to process these ores. So first of all, we got to crush it. So we take the sapphirite ore, we get crushed sapphirite and then crushed stone. The crushed stone we just put in a chest. Later on we can convert this to actual stone and that'll be our main source of stone because there aren't actually stone deposits anywhere. So this is going to be a main source of stone. And then we also basically smelt the crushed sapphirite directly and 3 of that turns into 2 iron plates. But we get much better ways of doing things later on. We get proper ore sorters and we can take the sapphirite, the crushed sapphirite, and we can sort it directly into iron ore. But for now, this is what we're going to use. Now we need a whole bunch of crushed stone. Okay, we need more crushed stone. Alright, so the good thing about this setup is we can literally have 2 smelters going in. We could actually have a lot of smelters going in here. But yeah. There we go, using the microphone pause to get a nice cough out there. So I'm not going to need to take a drink soon, but yes, I'm definitely not taking a drink with a microphone on. I've learned my lesson about that. Alright, so we're going to get a few of these burner miner drills and get them into the coal and start mining coal so we don't have to use wood to get these guys working, because I definitely do not like using that. And we're actually running out of stone, which is not something I expected. I would probably go around and find some rocks here. Are these rocks gonna... yeah, these rocks are gonna give us stone. There we go, that's beautiful. Let's take a little bit of a walk over here, and we've got some trigger tech going on in the background, which is nice. So, yeah. So what was I saying? So the reason for this stream is pretty much just to chill out, just to have a nice time. And let's put it this way. In the past, I've played a lot of Factorio. And when I play Factorio, I usually go pretty hard. I usually get sucked into it. And if you've seen my videos, you know that I can do 4 or 5 videos a day or something ridiculous like that. I was doing 3 videos a day with Space Age, and they were just summary videos that I did at the end of like 3-hour play sessions. So yeah, it gets a bit ridiculous. And that's the sort of downside of Factorio. You get sucked into it. You enjoy playing it. You love playing it. And wow, we got a steam-powered mining drill. We got all sorts of crazy stuff going on here. All right, well, we're obviously our ultimate goal is automation science, but we're not even going to look at that yet. Here's some more iron plate. This is why I got the long reach, because we can just reach over there, grab another one, and we're beautiful. Okay, so let's get some coal. That's not a lot of coal, but that'll be enough to get our iron going a bit more. So we're going to get another couple of thingamybobs, and another couple of smelters, and really start to get this process ticking up a bit more. Oh. Let's take some of these out. Yeah, so in terms of playing it, yeah, you tend to get really, really into it. At least I do. Some people don't, but I definitely do. So, for a long time, I've actually just been, yeah, after Space Age, I basically just uninstalled Factorio because I said, you know what, this is getting a bit ridiculous. I'm just playing it too much. And so this is me sort of getting back into it, but making it a little bit easier, a little bit more of a, like, let's put it this way. I used to get up at like 5:30 in the morning, which is my normal wake up time, and I just jump on and I play Factorio for like 5 hours straight, and then I have breakfast at 10:30, jump on, play for another few hours. That was my typical weekend, and I just play non-stop the entire day. It was not good. So now it's just going to be 2 hours every week. That's my aim. Just play 2 hours every week, and it's not like I get up and I just play it and I'm just like a zombie for the entire day. It's more like I get up and I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited about playing Factorio, and I'm not planning on rushing it either. I'm not planning on saying, oh, it's 2 hours, I got to get this done, I got to get that done, I'm going to run around like crazy. It's more to just enjoy it because, yes, Factorio is all about accomplishing things, about getting red science automated, it's about getting green science automated, and you get that huge rush of dopamine when you see a belt full, when you see all of this stuff happening, and it's awesome. But you can get lost in that. You get lost in that feeling to the point where you're just like, oh, you know, you chase that feeling and you don't really enjoy the game as much as you normally would, because you're just chasing that feeling. And that's basically what an addiction is, where you've got that feeling of accomplishment, but it's fake accomplishment. I mean, let's not doubt ourselves here. It's a video game, so it's not real accomplishment. It's just fake. It's still fun, but I mean, it's definitely fake. Alrighty, so this is good. We're actually overpowering this smelter. We need another one. This is definitely a good position to be in. Let's get out of there. Okay. 2-to-1 on Sapphirite to crush stone, so that inserter should be able to keep up. So this is 2 per second. Each of these is 0.25 per second. So that's weird. If there's mining speed of 0.25 per second, it should be doing 1 every 4 seconds. I don't think are these inserters? These inserters should be faster. I don't understand why we're not draining the crushed sapphirite out of this. It's still backing up. Do we need another inserter? No. Ah, these smelters are just absolutely terribly slow. 0.42. Okay, looks like we can actually support a third one. Burner inserter. Alrighty, beautiful. And the good thing about this is it actually seems like it's pulling the coal out of this thing. So what we can actually do is just dump all the coal in there. Maybe not. I thought that would work. I could have sworn that worked in testing. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, it's pretty much a case of I'm just going to chill out, play 2 hours a week, and enjoy myself. Absolutely enjoy myself. If I poke around a little bit and take a little bit more time, it's all good. It's all good. But we are still going to be doing stuff in this stream. We are still going to be making things happen. So, let's see. Wow, there is such a delay on the stream. That's like a 10-second delay on my stream. It's probably all right. I mean, that's what happens when you upload it 1440p. So that's okay. I don't have any viewers at the moment. Oh, no, I got 2 viewers. Oh, there you go. Well, they went on and they dropped off. That's all good. If I was doing this purely for viewers, then yeah, I would be a little bit crazy. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably get a few more at some point. So anyway, what are we doing this first stream, this 2 hours? Obviously, we're going to be going for red signs. So, how do we get red signs? Well, obviously we have to get past this burner stage. We're actually running out of materials. That's nice. We can copy and paste. We'll probably copy and paste this a couple more times. Actually, let's get one on the stereotype. We can do it here. So it's right on the edge. And then electric generator. Okay, we'll get one of these. 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Normally, if I was playing one of these sort of mods in the past, I'd speed the game up massively, so I didn't have to sit through this. But then again, it's a chill stream. It's an absolute chill stream, so speeding up would be antithetical to the whole idea of having a chill stream. Alright. Actually, yes, even distribution, beautiful. I haven't used that mod for ages, but I definitely feel like it's going to pull its weight here. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to build 2 more of these for the iron. 2 more of these little blocks. And that means we need 2 more of these. 2 more of these. 8 more inserters. 8, 6 of those, and 2 more things. We can put that one up there, and we can put this one up here. And we got basic electronics. So yeah, automation science hack. We'll talk about this a little bit. Basically, iron gear wheels, basic circuit boards. Basic circuit boards take wood, so we are not going to be automating them for a little while. Wood is a bit of a pain in the ass to automate. Honestly, we're going to wait a little bit for all of these to build, and then we're going to actually let's get some more coal, and then we're going to Shift C and fill all of these guys up. Actually, I wonder if we'll fill up these guys as well with coal from this distance. I'm not sure how long the distance thing is, but anyway, let's pick up some of that. Let's pick up some crushed stone. I'm talking a lot more than I thought I was going to be. There's not really much reason for talking at the moment. I'm just blathering on, so I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to mute myself. I'm just going to stop. Only 4 coal. That's not much. Okay, so it put a little bit of coal up there, but not a huge amount. Not a massive. It didn't fill all of them, it just filled the edge. Alright, so our next step, obviously, well, we're going to need wood for that, aren't we? The robots actually have a pretty long range, so that's nice. Cool. What did I do? So we'll build a lab. Not that we're actually going to use the lab at this point. There we go. Wooden boards, take wood. Very annoying to automate that. We're going to have to get into... Oh, I had a look before. It was like composting and soil and all that sort of stuff. Which is okay. It's way more complicated than vanilla Factorio or even something like Crastorio, but it's way less complicated than Pyanodons. I actually did a bit of a Pyanodons run a few weeks ago, which is what made me realize that I was completely over the top on Factorio. Okay, so we got iron gear, basic circuit boards. We're not actually going to build that lab yet because obviously we need power. We need some power first. We're just going to build a stock standard power setup first of all. Oh, by the way, in case I didn't mention it, the mod which allows me to just dump resources in all of these buildings is even distribution. You just press Shift C and it'll take whatever fuel is in your inventory and just pop it in other buildings. And it takes other items as well, like if you're building like basic circuit boards or something and they take copper wire and you've got copper wire in your inventory, it'll throw those into the buildings. So it's pretty good for the vast majority of cases. So I am going to build a decent sized power plant to start off with. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that still the ratio? Let's double check. So this generates 60 per second. This consumes 30 per second. Okay, so it's still 2 to 1. Yeah, Pynodons confused the hell out of me because it was reversed. You needed 2 boilers for each steam engine. Okay, we also need a water pump. Where's my water pump? Ah, here it is. Offshore pump. Bob's always puts weird things in weird places. And we need some electronic power poles. Yeah, we can get some burners. Alrighty, so every few minutes I look back at the viewers tab and I'm like, why is nobody watching me? I feel like such a failure. But yeah, it's all good. My very first stream and I'm setting up basic steam power, so I can't really expect too much. Let's go ahead. Let's face it down this way. So I should probably say a little bit. Obviously, this is a chill stream. We're going to be taking things nice and easy, but there is an overall point to this stream. We do have an overall aim. And the overall aim is obviously to beat Bob's Angels and also to do a mega base. So we are going to be going for a mega base of some sort. I'm thinking 5k SPM. That seems quite decent, but I think we should be able to do it. Is that enough belts? I might need to get some more iron. You can't do long reach over the map, but okay. You can still do a bit of long reach. These guys are running out of coal, but they're just going to have to suffer for a bit longer because I cannot help them right now. I need to save all of my coal for this setup right here. Okay. Actually, let's have it go the other way. And we can do this. And Bob's your uncle. That should be our electricity supply. All good. And now we can start working on some actual basics. I'm not sure if we'll start with science. Probably set up some sort of wacky science build. I'm trying to dodge all of the mining things at the moment. But there are definitely a lot of them. So yeah, alright, let's get some more coal. We definitely need... Oh, that's nice. Let's get 8 more of those. And let's stand right in the middle. So it's only putting 2 coal in each of them. We need way more coal. We need... What keeps doing that? I think because I'm pressing E and then I'm pressing Alt E or something. He's bringing up the Factorio PDF. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, I'm pressing Alt D to delete stuff. Let's put that there, and then we'll let the bots take care of the last one. Alright, well, let's get our lab down first of all, and so before we actually talk about the science, let's talk about the smelting, because we do need... We really don't want to be using this sort of smelting because it's quite inefficient. I'd love to get to ore sorting. Here we go, mechanical refining. That's not too far away. Yeah, and we can get ore sorting facility. So instead of 3 to 2, it's 4 to 2, but we also get copper ore out of it. And slag, and I'm not sure actually what we do with slag. I think we just turn it into crushed stone. But it's... Sorry, it's another cough. It is actually better because instead of getting 2 plates for 3 input, you get 3 plates for 4 input. But the interesting thing is one of them is copper. So you kind of have to balance it the way you do it. Later on we get actual things where you can just get pure iron out of it, but you have to combine 2 different crushed ores, and it's a bit more complicated. Alright, so yeah, it's kind of an interesting... Alright, let's start off with the simple things. So we definitely need automation, and we definitely want electric mining drills. Okay, I probably should have been crafting those, but then again, chill stream. I have to keep reminding myself it's a chill stream, because I'm keep like, oh, I should have been doing this, or I should have been doing that, or I should have been crafting these. I'm gonna lose 30 seconds. That's just like, you know, it's not good. I gotta say, I love these robots though. Definitely, yeah, I know. You could say that it's kind of completely overpowered at the start, but whatever. Gonna need these gone as well, so we've got full access to this coal thing. So yeah, we're gonna set up a very simple Set up. We might actually want to... I'm going to move this over here. So I've got a nice clean area that doesn't have any... What do you call it? Anything really annoying going on it. I wish there was a way for even distribute, because this is putting a whole bunch of coal. Is it? Did it actually put more into the inserters? Probably not. Because I put 7 in each, and if it was filling up 7 in these every single time, these would have a massive amount. But anyway, let's get that going. So we're going to move this lab over to here, and then we're going to... steam-powered inserter. Yeah, that's definitely useless. Let's just get some regular inserters and start using iron chests. Not that there's any real reason. And grab us some copper. Grab us some coal. How's our power situation doing? Let's have a walk over here. That chest is empty. Let's just dump that all in there. Alrighty. So, we need at least 5 of these, I'm guessing. And it's not too early for us to just use our factory planner. Add a factory by clicking this. We don't really need it. It's way too early to be messing with this. 1. Second. How do I edit this? Edit. 1 per second. That's our kind of... Yeah, just that one, thank you. So yeah. Iron plate, wood, copper plate. And then we just need a whole bunch of these. We could have figured that out by ourselves, but... Let's just have a crack at this, okay? So... And then gears, and then basic circuit boards, and these guys take wooden boards and copper cable. Why is it not in this tab? Oh, there it is. Alright, so that's there. We could have 1 chest for both of them, why not? Oh, no, that's, we want the proper inserters. We're going to start using the proper inserters. I'm not going to worry too much about proper ratios or proper inserter ratios or anything like that. So you get a buttload of iron. You get a buttload of copper and a buttload of wood. Those inserters are actually pretty fast. Okay. So it's making 1 every 10 seconds. This is consuming, I'm not sure how much. Alright, so we definitely want mechanical refining. Arboretum is for wood. And composting is also for wood, which we need washing and basic algae processing. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get refining set up. These belts require tin plates, so we won't worry about them for a while. We'll get red science set up before we start worrying about tin or anything like that. So let's head into automation, mechanical refining. Metallurgy, We will need a blast furnace, so let's get that. Advanced iron smelting. This is a bit too much. I mean, induction furnaces, we could do it. What do these guys take? Stone brick, stone brick. Well, this one takes stone brick anyway. We'll go for some of this stuff. The problem is, as soon as we get red science done, we'll be thinking of, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Somebody actually chatted. Yes, Alec, it is all of Bob's mods and all of Angel's. So everything, including the infamous Petrochem. So we will be doing all of the Petrochem. And yeah, I don't know. It's that's the problem with this mod. You want to do everything really quickly. Let's not do everything really quickly. All right, I'm going to make an executive call. We're not doing that. We're going to do this. Actually, we are going to do that, but we're not going to do the casting and the induction. We're just going to do the blast furnace. And then after that, we need the washing and the composting, which requires the basic algae. And then composting will get us on the road for wood. So that's not too bad. And already we're running out of resources. Okay, that was a nice bit of coal. And thankfully, unlike pretty much every single other mod that I've ever seen, assembly machine ones aren't burner assembly machines. For some reason, mods love doing that. The first assembly machine is just like a burner one, and you have to supply them with coal. And then don't even get me started on pyanodons, where every time you burn coal, it produces ash, and you got to deal with it. That's just all right. Decent amount. We're going to run out of iron pretty quickly here. So miners, why are we probably need a bit more wood. I'm not sure if we can actually support another lab, but I'm going to put another one there anyway. Press H to do a horizontal flip. Yeah. Alrighty. So, alright. What are we doing next? Apart from chucking a bunch of iron in here to keep this thing going, and we'll probably need a bunch of copper. Yeah, that's not really helping. What we're going to do next is pretty much just smelting, I think. We'll get an actual smelting. Once we get electric mining drills going, we will get an actual mining setup. And the first thing we will be mining is going to be coal. And to get that going, we're going to need belts. And I'm not handcrafting. Well, I probably will handcraft a fair amount of belts, but okay, let's do something fancy here. Because you know how I love to be fancy. There we go. We'll make that, and we'll make that. So this one is doing two jobs, because it's way faster than this one assembler, so might as well get it doing two jobs. Do we want a... Well, we need something for belts, don't we? That's not what I wanted. I thought it was what I wanted, but it was not. go. Iron gears. I probably should have checked the recipe, but it's all good. So many inserters and power poles everywhere. Okay. So we just need to chuck a buttload of iron in here and that'll work out awesomely. And these guys aren't actually running out of coal. Oh yeah, that's like 500. Whoa, did we just... We didn't take a science pack out of it. I think we put one in. We must have had one in our inventory. Alright, so we got those automated. Electric mining drills, finally. Those are probably going to be expensive. Yeah. 20 iron plates per. That's quite expensive. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the time as well. I haven't set this stream to automatically shut down. So it'll just keep going until I stop, and yeah, maybe I should set an alarm on my clock or something, because otherwise I'll just keep going for hours. But it's all good. How are we looking over here? Let's add a little bit more there. We could scale up. We kind of do need... Alright, we got 4 mining drills. Let's grab these, and let's grab these, and let's grab these. Okay, let's go ahead and get power automated, because that seems like a very, very good place to start. I mean, our chest is doing a great job, but we might as well get the whole thing automated. Missing underground belt. First thing we have to do over here, trees, rocks only. That'll make my life a lot easier. Alright. Now we could put leave that there as like an emergency supply, but I'm not going to do that. We could also set this up just for now. Okay. And of course we are going to set up, I was about to say our patented, but I'm sure I stole it from somebody 10 years ago. Patented balancer. So this basically says if more ore is coming from one side of the belt than the other, it balances it so that both sides are the same, which is fine. So next we just, I think we just really need to ramp up, because now we're at the point where we're kind of just waiting for stuff to happen. Ah, see, it just put iron gear wheels into these places. So the iron gears that I had in my inventory, it just started shoving them in weird places. Alright, well. Let's get 10 of those set up. And let's have a look, because we've only got basic transport belts at the moment, which do 7.5 items per second. But we are going to be doing a lot more in the future. So we're going to aim for... Now, let's have a look here. Sapphirite. So this does mining speed 0.5 per second. So to fill up a 15 item, we're going to need 30 of these, which I think is standard in vanilla as well. Cool. That's not what I wanted. 30. For now, we'll just do this many, because this will fill up this belt. Need more belts. Thank you very much. Need more power poles. Power poles are pretty quick to actually make, so I don't mind too much crafting them by hand. Okay. And we're going to do everything off to the right. I think, because that's where the most amount of room is. We got radars anywhere? I would really love a radar right now. Okay, so these crushers, they do 2 per second. So right now we just need 4 of them. But we do need... that's a lot of trees, but thankfully we've got robots so we can deal with them. Now I'd like to sort of make... oh, I forgot these guys take fuel. Okay, it's slightly annoying. Let's go ahead and we're going to do our typical well, we'll see, because the interesting thing about these guys is that they actually produce more than they consume. So if they take in 1 full belt of sapphirite ore, they're going to produce more than 1 full belt of crushed sapphirite and crushed stone. So we actually need to do that. And we're going to have 2 output belts. And then I really need to put these on my hopper. That one goes there. And then the underground goes here. And then what we do is we say crushed stone goes off to the right. And the actual ore goes straight. So this setup will be enough to deal with pretty much it. We're running... let's grab some gears and some basic things. Let's move over a bit. Fill these guys up. Yeah, it keeps chucking the gears in here, doesn't it? Alright, you need a fair amount more of this. You need some copper plate. Wood is still good there. Let's put some more in there for belts. We definitely need to get this up and running, because right now we are... iron is quite painful to get a hold of. And there we go. I'm out of belts. Now it's not going to quite work. We do have Bob's adjustable inserters. Drop offset. See, this will solve our problems because we can drop offset on the bottom of these. But we haven't got that yet. But we can work around it. So what we can do is we can say you guys go like that. And go like that. And that'll solve that problem. Iron plates. Oh, basic chemistry. New tip, petrochemical processing. Yeah. That's a mess. Petrochemical processing is a mess. We are not even going to go anywhere near that for a very long time, as long as we can. Okay. Let's get some belts. I wonder. Alright. We haven't quite got coal over here yet. Technically that should be up there. But for now, we're just going to do that. Where's my coal? That's the problem with this even distribution mod. It's awesome, but you never have any coal left over in your inventory afterwards. It's just distributes all of it. Alright. So that should work like that. Give us some belts, please. And this is going to be 100% tileable, of course. We can do another copper one below it. We can do whatever we want. It's going to be beautiful. All right. Let's see it spin up. Now, did we say we were going to do... I think we wanted to do the ore sorting straight away. Well, we haven't even researched it yet, so let's not worry about that at the moment. Let's just get... let's just get a nice stack going. We can always move this later on. One, two, three. Nice little smelting stack. Come on, give me some copper, please. Thank you. Maybe I should have made those a little bit easier to get the resources out of, but it's all good. Move that back a little bit. Give that enough room. Yeah. As far as saving blueprints between runs to make it easier, I only really do that for like a couple of things. Belt balances and wacky train things are pretty much the only two things. Oh, probably should select your recipes. That'll make it a little bit easier. Alright, now that's a lot of gears. I don't want to be crafting that many gears. 145, thank you very much. And then to save us a bit of power poles, we just drag them across so they do smart power pole insertion. Okay, now of course we are less than an hour into Bob's Angels and we've already backed up on stone, so there you go. Now crushed stone doesn't really have much of a use. Stone, slag slurry, mineralized water, and calcium chloride is not a lot. So basically we just pretty much just turn it to stone. Stone. Alrighty. Now this guy consumes 2 per second. These guys can conceivably produce 1 per second. Alright, so we're going to need a lot more of these. Ugh. How's our power doing? It's still pretty nice. And then these guys convert 2 crushed stone into 1 stone. So that'd be 1 per 4. So we need 4 per second. Which is actually less than this belt can carry on one side. But yeah, it's all good. We could figure that out, but why would we do that? Alright, so our ultimate first goal has been completed. We have buttloads of iron in a chest now. And now the next obvious step is going to be copper. Speaking of copper, there you go. There you go. And there you go. And we're very close to just throwing this setup away because it's completely unnecessary at the moment. What do you need after this one? Arboretums. And that'll get us to the point where we can automate wood. Once we've got everything in that list. Now, I should have unlocked radars. So let's chuck a radar over here. And let's also chuck a radar over the other side near the power plant. So we get a bit of a scan in the opposite direction. Right there, looks pretty good. Okay. We are halfway through the first stream. That's not bad. It's not a bad amount of progress. Actually, what I want to do is I want to move this all over by 1. So we can make this tileable as much as possible. It's not quite tileable because this is thicker than this, but we should probably actually pipe coal over to here. Because, yeah, we're already running out of coal in this area. It's not good. I'm not going to bother filling these guys up again. I don't think that's necessary. What do these take? Let's pull these out. Make a bunch more mining drills. We've got ore sorting and ore refining. Do I want to jump right in to ore refining? I kind of do. It does require stone bricks or sorting facility, but that's not too bad. Let's play around a bit. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Why do I never have any inserters? 100 for you. 100 for you. Okay. Because what we could do then is we could convert this into just straight iron and copper and slag. Wow, we're getting so much iron out of this. Yeah, you know what? I feel like we do that because let's have a look. So we need 2 iron plates for every 1.5 copper plates. That's all right. I mean, that's not too bad. It's not quite the 2-to-1 ratio that we'll get out of ore sorting pure iron, and we'll probably need a lot more iron. Well, actually, we'll need a lot more iron, so we can manage this. We can do this. And then, you know what? I need to get the ore crusher set up for copper anyway. So let's get that set up, because that needs to happen no matter what. Alright. Copper wire. Maybe I should refuel at least the copper setup, because that would be awkward if we ran out of copper and couldn't finish building the copper setup. Thankfully, it's just things like the basic splitter that actually takes that stuff. And inserters as well. Alright. Once again, there's a good chance we'll be moving this later, but let's collect that massive chunk of iron. Let's chuck a bunch in there, a bunch in there. So we are now definitely overfilled on iron. We have 16 and we have 4 left over, so we need 12, which is exactly the amount. What's going on here? Oh, you're out of copper. Well, I am not going to fulfill you anytime soon because we don't actually have that much copper, to be honest. And I need all of it. So we're going to have the 16, and I'm going to have 8 more for coal, because we need to bring the coal over here. Do I want to snake this over to the right, or do we want to snake this under? For the now, I'm just going to... I'm gonna do it like this. This is the better long-term way of doing it. And then we also need this here. Put it down there, and then the power poles already connect. And we're just gonna join this up. And I don't know why, but these robots sound like Star Wars robots. It's very weird. You know what? I don't like this. The fact that they're up at a weird place. I'm just going to put them like here. Yes, they cover over that, but by the time we're mining this full thing, then, you know, who knows what's going to happen. Oh. How are our belts? You know what? I'm actually quite happy with the amount of belts that we're producing off this little setup, so that makes me very happy. It's a little bit windy, but I do not mind too much. And yeah, now we start to get into the spaghetti side of things. Now, spaghetti is not great. Nobody has ever said that spaghetti is great, but we have the ability to avoid a lot of spaghetti. We've got the robots, we've got a lot of belts, so we can just move stuff around to avoid having too much spaghetti. And I'm going to try and do that as much as possible, because I do not like spaghetti. What is... when you copy and paste... I must have put the inserters down here instead. Okay. Well, we're definitely running extremely low on copper at the moment. I got no choice. I think I'm going to have to power these guys up again. Let's go ahead and let's delete all those. And then we can put a buttload of coal over there. I think I put like 500 coal easy over there. And it's still fine. Okay. Where are my belts? I tell you, long reach is a very, very awesome mod. Alright, we've got coal coming over, and it's coming over at a pretty decent rate, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, there was one part of me who thought, oh, I'm going to get red science automated in the first episode. And there was another part of me that's like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. And looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely not going to happen. Come on. It's copper. It's always copper. Alright, we're just going to have to manually craft it. Yeah, I've put myself in a bit of a weird state because... No, actually I'm alright. I just have to keep pulling copper over from there. We got all these guys good to go. We can deal with this many smelters, that's fine. Let's just hurry up. Get all this iron. Get a bunch of belts. Oh, we're going to need a lot of belts. You need to hold down shift so that it doesn't automatically try and place underground belts. And yeah. Ironically, I'm moving it all the way around like this because I don't want spaghetti. Because once you get in the middle, it's just a mess. So we're going to move it all the way around here to, ironically, to avoid having spaghetti. And I know we're going to need a lot more belts, so that's why I put 300 iron in there. Not sure if it's going to be enough. It's probably not. Damn, I got a lot of crushed stone. I got a lot of crushed stone. How many stone? 137. Okay, that's a decent amount. That was decent. Right. We have to make some belts ourselves. Not enough ingredients. You know what? I'm sick of all these trees. Go away, trees. Do we have enough belts? We're building? Almost certainly not. It's tough. Once we get iron and copper, well, we've already got iron fully automated. Maybe I should make a better belt setup over there. But alright. Let's get some stuff going here. Yeah, I said at the start of the stream that I would try not to talk so much, but I've been talking way too much, so let's try and back it down a little bit. Hey, we're done. Beautiful. That's all the stereotype going across to get smelted. What is it? Oh, it's a plant. Swamp garden. Yeah, all those gardens, they were a pain in the ass in like, I think it was C block. They're a bit more of a pain in the ass. Not so bad in Bob's Angels, if I remember correctly. I hate having these things in my inventory. You go away over there. You go away over there. Can we build an ore sorting facility? Stone brick. And of course we're... Let's build one of them and let's at least have a look at the ratio. And see what we can do with it. Oh, we're going to need to build a bit more inserters. Alright. So we definitely want to place an inserter here, but if we build one, it might be put anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until these robots destroy all those trees and rocks. And then we're going to deactivate them, build 2 inserters ourselves, which is going to take a sweet while. Yeah, let's get rid of all that coal. And then we'll just manually place them. Probably need more inserters, to be honest. Like that. And we'll turn the robots on again. It's slowly. Jesus, these belts are slow. 7.5 items per second, and that's for both sides. So yeah. If the next level belts didn't require tin, I would probably go to them straight away. But they require tin, so there you go. Annoying as all hell. But anyway, there we go. That's copper automated as soon as that belt finally gets there. And then we will finish off the rest of these. Oh, can probably do a bunch there. Unfortunately, the problem with these construction robots is they don't give you the little display down there that tells you how much stuff is missing. Which is... it's alright. Look. Let's have a look, see here. This is almost dead at this point. Let's go ahead, grab some iron. Belt production is pretty nice. I'm going to kick this off again. Let's put half in there. Let's put half in there. Let's pick up some copper. Put half in there. Let's get this started at least a little bit. So I can at least pick up like iron gears or circuits or something like that. And we were going to play around with this. So yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so this takes 2 per second and produces 1 iron ore per second. So we need 8 of these things. 8 times 153 is 1.2 megawatts. That's a fair bit. Okay. So we're not going to worry about that at the moment then. We're going to leave that till later. Leave that ore sorting until later. But for now, we've finally got copper plates coming through. And what are we? An hour and a quarter into this stream. So we've got 45 minutes left. What is our plan? I think I would like to get a red science set up with hand-fed wood. So we'll put these, we'll make the start of a main bus, and then we will actually, we'll actually get some signs going with hand-fed wood. And then next stream, we can actually get a proper setup with actually automated wood, and then we can say we've fully automated red science. So this is a nice setup I like to do. It just, you pull in as many of these as possible, and give me some copper. It's so nice to just be able to go to a chest and say, give me a whole bunch of copper. Yeah, 61. I could make its own setup where it doesn't leech off the red science, but we're about to do that anyway over here, so it's all good. Excuse me for a second. I think I'm going to take a drink. Okay, that was much better. Let's go ahead. Now, as far as the required... Actually, I like doing it right next to the chest. It's like nice and symmetrical. As far as the required main bus belt delineation for bobs, it's kind of hard to sort of clarify a little bit. Here's the thing. We're not going to take the main bus to end game. We're not even going to take the main bus to mid game. My plan is unlock trains and then everything goes on trains. Depending on how painful that turns out, we are not sure exactly what we're going to do. If we're going to go hard for trains immediately and then start using them for everything. Actually, let's get rid of that. What we're going to do is we're going to send this out a long way. We're going to send this out a very long way. And the reason we send it out a very long way is to make room for expansion. So if we want to put those ore sorting facilities, they'll probably take up about this much room, and then we could put the smelter and the blah, blah, blah. So this is probably more than enough room, but it's definitely enough room. So that gives us space to do whatever we want. Whether we need to do that before we start moving away onto trains, possibly, probably, I'm not sure. But I like to give myself that much space. What is this? Oh, we've already got bombonium. That's alright. Okay, so here... I'm not going to build anything on top of the bombonium. So I'm going to start building over here, just past it. And we're going to leave room for 2 belts of iron plate. And 2 belts of copper. Yeah. So... I'm going to make this a squished belt, though. I've never really done a squished bus before. It means you've got to use a lot more undergrounds and stuff like that, but I'm going to give it a shot and we're going to see how it goes. Because the problem with stuff like bobs, angels, and pyanodons and stuff is there is a lot. And if you're not careful, if you say, oh, I'm going to leave 1 space between belts or 2 spaces between belts, eventually you end up with belts down here, and then you have to belt them all the way up here, so we're just going to have a squished main bus. Hello, Ochi. Very nice for you to join the stream and say hello. And we are doing Bob's Angels, and we're just about to start automating red science. And I say automate with double quotes because we are not at the stage where we can automate the wood yet. We need a little bit. We're going to automate everything and just supply the wood by hand. And then probably next stream we'll actually get a chance to automate the wood properly. It used to be greenhouses when I first played Bob's Angels. Now it's composting and washing and stuff like that. And washing always gives me PTSD from my old C-block days. Yes, washing C-block, not fun. So actually, we can probably just make these right now. I was going to go back and... What are we running? I want iron. The problem is we've left so much space that we're just so far away from our base right now. But it's all good. How's our... Power is solid. Coal is solid. This is keeping up. Copper and iron are keeping up. Half of these are actually just not working. I think maybe we need more inserters taking off here. That could be. Oh, we need actual inserters. Some of them don't even have inserters. Okay. Not that we really need it for this bit, but I am going to go back and fix that because it's kind of annoying. We don't have any things left there, so I'm just going to have to make the circuit boards myself. Yeah. Can we actually do it though? Can we get 2 inserters? Not really. Not really. It's fine. We don't need full throughput on these guys just yet. Maybe later we'll get full throughput. The problem is if we need 2 inserters, we're going to have to create gaps. Which, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it right now, just because if I leave it for a bit longer. 1, 2, 3. We should only need 2. We shouldn't need 3. And this will be a bit of a dog leg, but I don't want to move. I could move that again. Let's just leave it like that. Okay. Let's just tear down this section. All right. I'm gonna leave it like that. And then that is a thing of beauty. And again, we press V to vertically do that. Okay. That is beautiful. That is an absolute thing of beauty. And we're just going to completely delete that. And I know we're going to end up with a whole bunch of stuff in our inventory, but that's okay with me. And we're just going to have to change these over. What do we want? You go in there, you go in there, you go in there, and you go in there. Actually, that would have been a great opportunity to press Shift C, because that would have done that all automatically. But... And now, because I really, really do actually want this to be perfect, I'm going to do this. And we're just going to move these guys off. I wonder how much... That's a decent amount, 530. That's a very decent amount. We'll keep a couple. We'll probably need a couple for smelting things, furnaces, that sort of thing. Nothing up there. We'll get some belts. Alrighty. So we can actually have a look at the factory planner. So this is 1 per second. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Or 16. Now, we are going to want to make ratio perfect, red science, of course, because, you know, that's just what we do. But we also want this to be expandable. It's basic circuit boards because they're going to be needed elsewhere. Iron gears, I've never put iron gears on the bus, and I don't think I ever will, even though it's a 2-to-1 ratio. Maybe it would make sense to do them, but no, I've never done it, and I'm not going to start now. Basic circuit boards we are going to put on the bus. And so that's what we're actually going to start with. Basic circuit boards. We'll do that over here. So we look at this. It needs wooden boards. And if we have a look at our wooden boards, it's used for basic circuit boards and electronic boards. And module boards, but that's way down the line. But we will need both of these before we get to trains. Having said that, it's a 1-to-1 with wood, so I'm not sure that it really gains much from going on the bus. Now, what do we use? Do we use wood for anything? Directly on the bus? Wooden chests, small electric poles, wooden boards, compost. Well, that's just to make wood. It's possible that we can just convert wood to wooden boards where we make the wood, and then wooden boards are just on the bus. And wood is never on the bus. That's not a bad idea, actually. Okay, so assuming we do that, then we just need copper cable. Alright, let's... Alright, 2 per second, 1 per 0.5 per second. So wait a sec. So that's... So that means if we have 4 of these, it becomes 6. And then we need 3 of these. That is a wacky ratio. But yeah, that's 6. And that's 6. Okay. Wacky, wacky, wacky. Instead of a 2 to 3, it's a 3 to 4. And then do we have long-handed inserters yet? Do we have the ability? No. No, we don't have long-handed inserters yet. How long until we get long-handed inserters? Oh. Allow inserters range to be configured. Okay, that's not too bad. We might actually want to go for that next, because it's not going to require anything crazy like tin or something. for now, we're going to have to do some belt shenanigans. Oh, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Okay, no, that's not the way we want. Now, we're not going to be making enough of these guys for this to matter. It makes the power poles a bit annoying. Actually. There we go. That's a little bit nicer. Then we can do that. Alright, so we got wood coming up here. We got the circuit boards coming down here. Oh, I hate my life. How is this not long enough? How is... Oh, I hate these undergrounds. I really do. You know what? We're going to have to do that. That's incredibly painful. So this one will go down here. And this will be our wood belt. So this will be wooden boards, and then this one will be our other copper belt. We have 2 iron and 2 copper, but that actually won't make it there. So yeah, well, we'll sort that out later. We probably won't need 2 copper belts on the bus for a long time anyway. Alright, now we're going to set up a very janky little setup to make wooden boards. Alright, how many wooden boards? 0.5 per second. Wooden boards, how much do you make? 1 per second. So if we go to our Factorio planner, we only need 2 machines making this. So we're already overproducing. And you need 1 wood. So yeah, we're already overproducing what we need for 1 red signs per second. Which is fine. And chuck a lot of wood in there. And if we need any more power poles, we know where to go. Alright, so there we go. So there's our basic things. How many of these guys? We need a bunch more. And the good news is that now that we're actually going to be making these... Oh, what's going on here? Of course I forgot to put these inserters back on. So last time, well maybe not the last time, but one of the last times we'll have to be creating those by hand, because now we can just pick them up off the belt. Do we want to add a chest here? I kind of do. I kind of do. And I'll constrain that to just 3 slots. Alright. We place them like this. We can get them all with 1 power pole. That's very nice. And I'm going to move this down a little bit. And then we're going to do a balancer here. There we go. So now they're on both sides of the belt. Okay, so that is pretty fast. It's not going to catch all of them, but this will fill up very quickly, so it's not going to be a problem. Alright, so for red science, we need 10 of these and 1 of these. Okay. That doesn't sound too bad. How's our power going? Starting to get to the end of what this little grid is capable of. We'll have to go back over there, and probably after we finish red signs, we'll go over there and we'll add another 4 boilers. We've definitely got the coal to handle it. What's your problem? Copper's not getting in. Huh. Huh. Can we get rid of this power pole and put a second inserter there? And can we move this one down 1? Second inserter there. Get rid of that. That's going to be a bit better. That way all of these have 2 inserters moving into them. Okay. So we've got our machines. And we're going to have that's it. Go for broke pots. And we've still got these terrible underground belts. And we're just going to go under these because that's going to be the easiest thing to do. And then you are over here. And I'm pretty sure gears are still the same. 2 iron plate for 1 iron gear. And then we're just going to do it like this. I don't think we're going to do that thing where we have red on one side of the belt and green on the other, because green will be a while. Green will it'll definitely be a while. Not enough ingredients. Alright, this is where we start just yanking stuff off the belt. And this is also where I start putting hacky stuff. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, if our science is running at full speed, that chest should always be empty, but whatever. I'm going to space them out like that so we can put a power pole in between them. So our first 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now we just need to worry about labs. And I am going to go over and I'm going to rescue our existing labs. And yeah, rescue our existing labs. That entire setup is just bogus now anyway. I mean, it's got to be shut down. All of this is going to be shut down. So yeah, we can delete everything here and we'll do another quick setup to create belts in the new base. We still had wood left over in that chest. That's pretty... well, it's not incredible because we're out of copper, but... now that we're over here, give me a whole bunch of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to triple it instead of doubling it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we actually tripling it or are we just doubling it? I can't remember how much we had before. Eight. I kind of want to triple it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another pipe. Oh, we got so many of these burner inserters anyway, it doesn't matter. Don't need these power poles, don't need these power poles. Oh, this coffee's no good. Excuse me for a second, I'm gonna have a drink. Okay, that's much better. And while we are here, this is one of the things that you figure out when you become a more experienced Factorio veteran is redundant power poles. Always make sure you've got a few redundant power poles. So if you accidentally delete one of these, or if you're playing with biters and the biters come in and destroy one of them, that you don't lose power to half your base, because nothing is worse than losing power to your entire mega base because one small electric pole that you placed 50 hours ago just disappeared because you were destroying some build and you just removed that power pole because you didn't need it anymore, and then suddenly your entire base is just completely dead. Alright, so we're definitely making use of that, which is great. You are no longer necessary. You can be destroyed. How much? Not much. Just a little bit. And just a little bit of this. And we're going to get rid of some of this. Keep just a little bit of it. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. We picked up those labs. Let's create another 6. We'll start off with 10 labs and we'll see how that goes. Yeah. And that'll actually be a pretty good place to leave it. Because we haven't even researched the stuff we need to make automated wood. That's still a fair way off. Well, once we get this up, the research should be going pretty quickly. So. Probably gonna have to rearrange this a bit later when we add. Although, I mean, I've said it a few times now, after I get trains, I kind of want to just go straight for a full train base, in which case, we're not even going to need any other science on this particular lab. I still don't know if it's even possible, or if it's even... I had a look, and trains in Bob's Angels, basic trains don't take anything crazy. They take iron and steel and copper and all that sort of stuff. They take pretty much what you need for red and green science. I can't remember if green science takes steel, but yeah. So let's add another layer of labs up there. I don't think we're going to be able to handle too many more layers of labs, but a second layer I think we should be able to handle quite nicely. Of course, the speed at which the science packs gets actually used up is all dependent on the actual science. Like this, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. A lot of these are 15 seconds. This one, 30 seconds, so that's going to go slower, which means the labs will use up the things a little bit slower. But I mean, the reality of labs is you just build as many as you want, and it's only when your science is backed up that you're like, okay, I probably need more. But if you build too many, it's not really a downside. I don't think the labs have a idle... Like, labs are always extremely cheap in terms of power. Okay. So now we're going to build a mini mall. Only got 15 minutes before the end of the stream. I know I could keep the stream going longer if I really wanted to, but this is the kind of thing, right? Like, I mean, one of the things I said at the start of the stream was that I play too much Factorio, and I'm trying to get to a point where I don't play enough, and where I play less, and I'm happy about it. So instead of waking up at 5:30 and playing for 6 hours straight, I want to get to the point where I'm just playing for a regular amount and actually enjoying it and actually having fun. And that means that I also have to sort of cut it off, which is one of the good things about streaming, is you can just say, all right, I'm going to cut it off at this point. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it off 15 minutes from now. I'm going to say, okay, I'm done. If we put the power pole in the middle, then we just need one power pole. Okay. Yep. I'm going to move all this down by 1 so that the power poles are on the same level. And I'm going to move these up by 1. And then, of course, the power poles won't connect anymore, but whatever. So I want this to match with that, and that blah, 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 whatever. Whatever. So there's going to be for that. We also want inserters, which is going to be exactly the same build, except this time we will also need and we have to do it like that because, yeah, otherwise they just don't work. You are inserters. It's kind of a bit janky way of doing it. You know what? It is a janky way of doing it. Vertical. 1, 2. Get rid of that inserter. And then what we can do is we can get rid of this, which is a bit silly, and we can do this. And I'm out of inserters. How ironic that I'm out of inserters. And you need that there. Oh, look at that. Research is going absolutely nuts at this point. Allow inserter range to be near. So we'll get those two. And we'll start. So we've got enough for wood. Wood processing. We don't care about that. Let's just start queuing up some stuff. Advanced copper. Smelting. Don't need any of that. Where's tin? Have I already got tin? Did I already get tin? I think I may have already gotten tin. Yeah. But anyway, science suddenly going very, very quickly. What else do we want to... See, that may be the only other reason we actually want wood on the belt, is to automate these, but hopefully we'll be replacing them soon. We can't actually... So now... Yeah, now we've got inserter configuration, near inserters. Is there a research somewhere in here to do crazy inserters? Probably. Yeah, it's probably this one. So you can do inserters that pick up from here and then place here and stuff like that, and all sorts of weird, crazy things going on. But yeah. Okay, so it's kind of like we've done everything. Well, we haven't done everything. I was hoping to get wood automated, but getting wood automated is a big project. So there's no way that we're going to get wood automated if we start it now. We've got, what, 10 minutes? No, it's not going to happen. And you can see all of our labs are actually running because this is a 30-second one. If it was a 15-second one, we might run out. Oh, we do need this. We'll start researching for green science. Advanced lead, advanced dan. Might as well go for this. Ore silos, warehouses. Oh god, I love warehouses. Absolutely. A lot of my train network, I think, is going to be based around warehouses. What is... Alright, let's... A lot of it is the problem with this, yanking this out. Because this is 2 per second. So it should be more than enough. Alright, so it's because I yanked a whole bunch of stuff out of here. So if we do this, then it should be enough. Okay, we got 67 in our bags. That should be fine. If we press Shift C, yeah, that just threw a whole bunch of stuff everywhere, which I'm okay with. Grab a bunch of these, grab a bunch of these. Undergrounds, 5. Really? Undergrounds take stone. And this takes copper wire. Who decided that was a good idea, that throwing stone in there? Because undergrounds is definitely something I want to make on the bus. On here. And yet they take stone. Why didn't I even notice that before? We have to put stone on the bus. Ugh. Oh, that's annoying. That's very annoying. At least we're already making stone, but... Yeah. So, let's actually... Now that we've got wood... And I think we'll probably end up making... Okay. You know what? We're going to finish it off... We're not going to get stone over there. That's too much of a pain in the ass. What we're going to do is we're going to finish off making wooden boards. I changed my mind. We're making wooden boards over there somewhere, and we're going to have just straight wood on the bus. I'm not sure why I decided to just do that, but we're going to do that. Technically, that means we need to move these two down a bit. But that's fine. So now wood is... So now it's wood, then wooden boards, then... So now... And we make some more basic undergrounds with stone of all things. Send the wooden boards over there. Do not like these trees. And how many... I think we said 2 was enough. Let's make 4 anyway. We appear to have more than enough stuff at this point. Okay. The stream's still going and already I miss it. Already I'm like, no, I have to stop streaming, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we can't get over it. Look at this. It can't get over. You know what? We're just going to end it there. When we get proper yellow belts, this will no longer be a problem. It's a problem right now, but why did I select yellow belts? I don't know what I'm doing. Wooden boards. Okay. So this is going to be our first project next stream. Is going to be automating wood so that we can have fully automated. That belt immunity would not be a bad idea either. Okay, so we got on our bus so far, we got iron, second iron, copper, second copper, wood, wooden boards, basic circuit boards. And what are we doing? We should probably... I've had this bloody note thing. There we go, controls. I've had this notepad. And I installed it thinking that I would use it, but I haven't really used it. Haven't really needed to. But it is what it is. So, yeah. How long until... Another 5 minutes. So what are we doing next? Let's talk about wood processing for a sec. Let me sort of run you through it. So we basically cut down trees. The saw blade just gets created with iron, which is fine. So to get trees, we grow them in an arboretum. So we chuck in some soil, some tree seed, and some water. You get the tree seed from soil. So all we really need is the soil, and the soil we get from either mud and compost or sand and compost. Now compost you can get from pretty much anything. So we can take the wood that we produce and turn that into compost using a composter, which we have around here somewhere. It's probably in another tab. There we go, composter. And yeah, so all we really need at the moment is either sand or mud. And we'll probably be using mud. And that's what these washing plants do. Basically, you put a seafloor pump in the water, and then you pull out a bunch of stuff. A bunch of viscous mud water, and then you turn that into heavy mud water and you get some mud on the side, and you turn the heavy mud water into concentrated mud water, you get some mud on the side, and you do that until you get saline water, and then you clarify it. And you can clarify it at any point, but if you clarify it all the way at the end, then you've got a lot more chance to get mud. And so we want as much mud as possible so we can turn the mud into compost. Sand is... You can get sand from thin mud water, which we actually get is the second last step here. So maybe we should do both. We should turn the thin mud water into sand, and then we can also turn the mud into, and we can get soil from both the mud and the sand. And that way we don't have to clarify anything. We've just got a perfect situation where we're not throwing away anything. So pretty much water and then this seafloor pump, we use them together. And I just realized something actually. I'm a bit of an idiot, but I basically turned off water for the entire map because I was like, oh, I've got these pump jacks, water pump jacks later on. I can't remember what I put in there. Water pumps. It's a mod I installed. Fluid handling. There we go. Water pump jack. Pumps water from the ground. It's beautiful. But I just realized we're going to be screwed with the seafloor pump. So what we're actually going to need to do is we're going to need to get rid of that water fill mod, and we're going to need to not the water fill. We're going to get rid of that water pump mod, and we're going to have to get the water fill mod. So the water fill mod is like the opposite of landfill. Basically, you throw it at the ground and it explodes the ground, and then it creates water. And so we're going to need that, and then we will put the normal offshore pumps anywhere we want, and the seafloor pumps. And if we just link this up here, I love how I could choose to keep streaming, and yet I'm still acting like I have to get off. But yeah, I think I'm going to stop streaming at 10 o'clock. So yeah, so you get that, and then it just produces that. So we're going to have to set that up next stream, and we're going to produce wood using this situation. And I'm going to have to get the water fill and get all that set up. And we've already got some mines running out, so that's beautiful. So anyway, we're going to do one more thing before we sign off, and that is put a radar over the other side so I can actually see what's going on in my actual base where I'm actually producing stuff. But yeah, we've had a pretty good first stream. We got red signs, sort of automated. It's pretty good. But the most important thing we did this run was we had fun. That's definitely the most important thing. And I know it's kind of a wacky sort of thing to say, but I mean, yeah, like I said before, you sometimes you get up at 5 a.m, you play Factorio for like 6 hours straight, and you just play it. You just play it. You don't, and because you're constantly getting that dopamine rush of having accomplished stuff, it starts to wear off after a while. It really does. And so yeah, just playing for 2 hours at a time. Why is this not working? This should have filled up ages ago. This should be producing 2 per second. It's producing 2 per second. Oh, yeah, okay. We're producing enough. No, we're... So this is 1 per second. This whole thing consumes 1 per second. This produces 2 per second. So even if it's being split off in 2 different directions, this should still be enough to fill all of them. It is slowly getting to the end, so maybe this only just recently filled up. Anyway, whatever, I'm done. We are finished. We put our radar down and we've got this nice rectangle here. So thank you very, very much for joining me for my very first stream. I am going to cut it off here, and we'll be back at the same time next week for fully automating red science, and then after that, I don't know, probably update smelting, do the proper ore sorting, do the proper tin, do the proper belts. 15 items per second, proper yellow belts, no more of this grey belt malarkey. And then after that, it'll be green science. So, thank you very much for watching. Catch you guys later.